Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for May 2018. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So let's jump into it. Okay, so for our first card, this represents Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. We have the Chariot. So I always associate victory through adversity with this card. So this is us definitely going after a goal of ours. We are charging ahead and we are determined. We are going to get our victory. We are going to accomplish our goal. So I would have to say that most of you guys are pretty fired up. You got a goal in mind and you're going for it, and you're not letting anyone get in your way. And this is also a very good card is in regards to if you potentially have an adversary or an enemy that might be trying to cause problems for you. This definitely would indicate that you will be triumphant. So there is absolutely no need to worry. So yeah, keep moving forward. Okay, so we clarify and we get the Faith card, which is also known as the Hierophant. And this is a card that is, ultimately it is about conforming. And so it is in the upright position, so this is about conforming. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes we may not want to conform, but we do so because it's for the good of all. So maybe you have to conform to a certain system, a certain way of thinking, whatever it may be, in order to continue going after your goal and accomplishing it. Now, your goal could be one that is traditional, as would be represented by the Faith card. So traditional, conventional. This card rules churches. It also rules schools. It can also rule the medical field as well. So that might resonate with a few of you. But another aspect to this card is this card can represent exchanging something for money. You have a desire to reach out to the masses so that you can exchange maybe your skill, your set of skills, something that you can do. Maybe it's a service, whatever it may be, but you're putting that out there in hopes of receiving money in return. But overall, very positive to start. So okay, so this would be your circumstances. So we have the Temperance card. So thankfully she comes in the upright position, so we are in balance, which is wonderful. Basically, when the Temperance card comes up, we may have to work as a team. And we all know that Leo, you guys are the kings and the queens, so sometimes you're not necessarily into working as a team unless you're the leader. And that's okay. But a lot of you are also humble, so. But yes, the Temperance card is about patience, okay? We have to have patience. It's absolutely necessary. The more that we push and become impatient, sometimes the further we push our goal away from us. So it's very good that this is in the upright position. Now, another part of this card is this card can definitely help you when it comes to working with other people, especially if your goal here that you're going after with the Chariot is one that, maybe there's, some customer service around it. Maybe you have to deal with customers. So when it's upright, this is patience and this is tolerance. And this is us being able to see other people's point of view. So that's a positive. This also helps us to see that while we can be a huge benefit to a team, that other people have their own skills and abilities, and that they contribute as well. So we can then see what other people's skills are and what they're contributing, and we can appreciate that. So yes, we're definitely dealing with issues around patience and tolerance. Sometimes this can be popping up to say, hey, now more than ever, we need to be patient and tolerant. So, hey, learn patience and tolerance, okay? Because you can persevere and prosper. I mean, we're going to have to work with other people, especially if you have a service-oriented type of job, or maybe you're a business owner. You're going to have to deal with other people. Sometimes people will have complaints. You definitely need to be grounded and ready to deal with it and hear them out, because, they could be making a very good, valid point. And thankfully, with this card in the upright, you should be able to hear them quite well and see their point of view. So, I clarify, we have King of Swords. So, for some of you, you could actually be this could be a man or a woman in your life. They could be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. It's always a possibility. Or we could just be simply dealing with the energy of this king. Now, the great thing about this card is this king, he is fair and honorable, okay? This man is not corrupt. He takes into consideration everything. He will, he can mediate. Oftentimes he can be a judge, a lawyer, a prosecutor, even someone who works in a authoritative type of position. And thankfully this is upright, so it shows that he is not corrupt. This is someone that you cannot corrupt, someone you cannot coerce or bribe. So that's a positive. This is someone that will take their time when it comes to making a decision, because they're going to look at everyone's point of view and everyone's side, and they're going to carefully weigh the pros and the cons to each person or each situation. And if a decision is involved here, he will take his time in making that decision, because he's going to make sure that he has all of the facts. And he wants to make sure that the decision that he makes is one that is fair and honorable. So that is a plus for certain. And so, yeah, this definitely would make sense if you're having to deal with other people in a service type of business or job, because you're going to have to listen to customer complaints from time to time. We're going to have to be able to hear them out and see their side and their, point of view and why they might be upset. And at least with this solid type of energy, we are able to do so, because the King of Swords, he is very good when it comes to analyzing. So yeah, this is positive as well. And for some of you, this could be indicating that perhaps you might end up having to work with someone that could be represented by the King of Swords. Again, it could be male or female. And there is a possibility that they could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. They don't have to be. They could just be someone that has that type of energy where they're very fair and they take their time in making decisions. They have great logic and reasoning ability. You know, they take their time. So that's really a good thing. Okay, so this would be the focus position. So we have the Six of Wands, another beautiful card, especially since we started with the Chariot. This is wonderful. This is a card of achieving victory. This is us going after something that we want, okay? This could be a goal that we have. This could be a particular job that we want, whatever it may be. Typically, we invest a lot of time, energy, work, and occasionally we can invest money in order to achieve this goal. And we work very hard in order to achieve it. But thankfully, in the upright position, this shows us achieving a goal, achieving something that we went after. And we wanted that victory, and we got that victory. So that is beautiful. So then I clarified it, and I got the Six of Wands again. So I'm like, wow, that's beautiful. A double dose of victory? I'm jealous. This is also the Jupiter in Leo card, which my natal Jupiter is in the sign of Leo. So I definitely love this card, and it's always one that resonates with me well. So I clarified again, since we got two of the same exact card. So we had the Queen of Coins in the reversed position. So this could be an actual person that you had to deal with. And if so, this person would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Or we could just be dealing with the overall energy here. So the Queen of Coins in reverse, she has been through a loss, a financial or material loss. Yeah, so she may be pessimistic. She doesn't deal with financial loss well at all. And so maybe a financial loss occurred before you were able to achieve this victory. Or perhaps for some of you, you might still be dealing with this financial or material loss. But don't worry, victory is well on its way. Clearly, you guys are focused on victory, and I completely understand. And for some of you, this could be representing a mother type of energy as well. Yeah. And so if this is representing a mother type of energy, then she probably has gone through a loss, and she's not taking it well. She's not handling it well. Sometimes the more negative side can come out when we see the Queens reversed. So naturally, with any court card in reverse, that's where we start seeing the negative sides come out. But pessimism is what is really jumping out at me right now. So yeah. Okay, so this position would be your recent past. So we have the Nine of Wands in the reversed position. So this would definitely indicate that you had been standing on the defense. You'd been in defense mode for quite a while. It's like you were having to argue, your point. Sometimes this is about us trying and trying and trying to make a point, to defend ourselves, to defend our beliefs, our values. Sometimes this can be about defending our family, our loved ones, maybe even our financial security. And in the reverse position, this is definitely indicating that maybe you just kind of lost that steam. Maybe you fought so much that you became mentally and physically exhausted, maybe even emotionally as well. This is where we can push ourselves past the breaking point, and we can just completely cause ourselves to be exhausted. Sometimes we can actually make ourselves sick because we've pushed ourselves so much. Sometimes we need to learn when to take a break, because sometimes, the universe can throw something our way to be like, hey, you won't take a break, huh? Well, here, how about getting a cold? Now you got to take a break. And that is not the way we want to take a break, But, yeah, this would be the recent past. And a lot of times with this energy, we're just ready to give up. We're kind of wondering, is this even worth fighting for? I'm pretty tired. Do I even need to keep fighting? So we clarify, we have the Two of Cups. So you could be defending, or you were defending, maybe a romantic relationship, or this could be a platonic relationship. This could be a relationship with a friend. This could be a relationship with a platonic type of relationship, maybe even with a business partner. This could be a marriage, so a spouse, or this could just be a romantic partner. Yeah. So definitely seems you're tired of having to defend. But you know what? We shouldn't have to fight so much. Now, when I say fight, I mean verbal. Just to clarify that for everyone. Sure, certainly things can turn physical for some people, but, I never recommend that ever. So, but, this could also indicate that for some of you, you might have had an issue with a family member, too. You may not be seeing eye to eye with a family member, and you're just at the end of your rope. Like, do I even want to continue? Because I don't seem to be getting through to you, and you don't seem to be getting my point, so I don't know if it's worth it anymore. But yeah, this card overall, this is basically saying you need to take a break. Whether you want to or not. Sometimes we just need to know when to hold our cards and when to fold them. If you catch my drift. Okay. So here we have the position of the present, the here and the now energy. So we have the Two of Cups in the reversed position. So typically I look at this card as our soulmate card, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that, okay? Because not every Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising is in a relationship or even desires to be. So we're all different, and that's okay. So, Two of Cups in reverse. For those of you who are in a romantic relationship, this can indicate that your relationship could potentially be out of balance. Now, a lot of times with this card, it can come up for a relationship that is extremely passionate, and sometimes it just really needs to be kept in check. And so we kind of have these hiccups, and these disagreements to bring us back down to earth, so to speak, to ground us, so that we can get back to life as normal. But sometimes we just need to be put in check. So, this can also indicate that perhaps you or the other person in the relationship, the marriage or relationship, maybe one of you might be at a crossroads and really wondering, do I even want to continue? So that's always a possibility. Now, in regards to romantic situations, this could be about a friendship. This could be about a relationship with a family member. This could be about, a relationship with, say, a business partner. Now, granted, whomever this relationship is with, it is with someone that we have known for a while and that we have a very special connection with, okay? It's not going to be any Joe Blow, if you catch my drift. This will be someone that we care about. So, in regards to the platonic relationships, this can definitely indicate that obviously we're out of balance, but this can also indicate that we are not cooperating. So someone is not cooperating with the other. And this can go either way. It could be you not cooperating, or it could be the other person that's not cooperating with you. This can also be about the communication. So someone may be doing the communicating and the other may just be silent or just not communicating at all. And that becomes very, very frustrating. Kind of makes me think of an old song from the 90s, Guns N' Roses, Civil War. What we have here is a failure to communicate. That can always be a possibility. And again, this can be on either side. It could be you or it could be the other person. And the same goes with romantic relationships. There could be one person is being more difficult and potentially not communicating or not cooperating. So we clarify, we have the Four of Coins. So, could be a work or financial situation that could be causing a relationship, whether romantic or platonic. This could be what is causing the relationship to be out of balance. Perhaps you or the other person might be focused on finances. And sometimes if we're completely focused on one thing, our relationships, especially if this is a romantic relationship, or romantic relationships can suffer, especially if all of your energy is being put towards your financial situation, then that can definitely weigh heavily on your spouse or your romantic partner, or even on a friendship, whatever it may be. This can also be indicating that within a business partnership that there are things that are out of balance, that perhaps you're not cooperating, or the other partner may not be cooperating. Not communicating properly. Now the Four of Coins, this is a card of financial stability. And typically we work our asses off to get this financial stability. So sometimes greediness, stinginess can come up with this card. It's not that the person is being greedy just to be mean. It's, I had to work my ass off to get this money, so I'm not just going to hand it out so freely. And so some people's perception of that might be, well, you're greedy. Well, no, not necessarily. You just know what you had to do and how hard you had to work in order to get this security. Now, for some of you, this could be indicating that maybe the financial security is not balanced. So maybe you're focused on your finances, but a relationship in your life, whether romantic or platonic, could be suffering due to your financial focus. Now, occasionally in relationships, sometimes this can indicate that one partner is the one that's paying for everything. Yeah, so that's always a possibility. So this would be the near future. Seems like we're dealing with a lot of love cards here now. So, near future, we have the Lovers card. So, again, this doesn't have to necessarily be romantic. This can be platonic. But the Lovers card here. So, if this is regarding a relationship, okay, for you personally, this could be indicating that perhaps you're experiencing issues within your relationship. Maybe because you're focused on your finances. Maybe you might be wondering if you should call it quits. But at the same time, you need to be really careful about that, especially if you're the one that is doing, say, all of the financial providing. If you're the one that's considering calling it quits, I'm going to say you definitely want to think things through. Maybe get some advice before you do something like that. Because we have the Lovers card in the upright position, so this would definitely indicate that your union, your relationship, is still blessed from above. And so, for some of you, you may want to throw it away. You don't really value it that much, to each his own. But my advice is definitely be careful. You don't want to throw a relationship or a good person away just because things have hit a rough patch, you know, so to speak. Yeah. Because ultimately, we're still blessed. We're still receiving blessings for the relationship itself from above. Now, in regards to other relationships, platonic type of relationships, this here again can indicate that it is a friendship or a business partnership that was blessed from above yet again. So there's definitely a need to be careful. You might want to reevaluate things, and that's okay. But I just wouldn't react impulsively or make impulsive decisions, if you catch my drift. Now, a lot of times with the Lovers card, this is always a card of choices and decisions, okay? So this would definitely seem like you have a choice to make or a decision. Now, sometimes we can be making a decision with our heart rather than with our mind, or sometimes it can be with our mind rather than our heart. But typically with the upright position, it's more made with our heart. So we clarify, and we have the Three of Swords in the reversed position. So this would definitely indicate that perhaps there was a disagreement. Well, I'm speaking as it's already happened. For some of you, it's already happened. For some of you, it's not happened yet. So there could be a disagreement on the horizon with someone that you care about or love, okay? Thankfully, this Three of Swords is reversed. Makes it easier to deal with. Now, someone could end up having their feelings hurt. It's always a possibility with this card because there is some hurt, but it's not this type of hurt, which is horrifying, you know. So this definitely would indicate a hurt of some sort. Yeah. I cannot help it. I just got a nagging feeling that for a few of you, I think a few of you could be toying around with the idea of an extramarital affair. So I gotta say it because it just keeps coming back through my mind. So I can't ignore it. I have to say it because it will resonate with a few of you. And yeah, typically that goes against the Leo nature, but we're all different. We all have many different signs in our natal. So I would definitely say be careful, especially when it comes to being impulsive. You know, on a whim you might be like, heck with it, let's do it. But I would honestly say don't. But to each his own. We have free will here. I always look at the major arcana cards as something that is fated. And I look at the minor arcana cards as these are our destiny. These are the things that with our free will we can change. Okay? So it's totally up to you what you're going to do. So sadness definitely comes up with this card for sure. Sometimes it can be indicating that we're just not happy with the way things are working out. Yeah. Now, sometimes this could be as simple as a disagreement. This could be a disagreement with a spouse, a romantic partner. This could be a disagreement with a friend, a family member, a business partner, whatever it may be for you. But this could definitely be indicating a disagreement, and perhaps it might make you sad. But the upside here is it will be of a passing nature. So it's not something that's going to last forever. Unless you choose that. Again, we have free will, so. But this can indicate that sometimes someone will help us out. Someone will be a mediator. And sometimes that can help. And this can also indicate that perhaps an apology is forthcoming. So either you could receive an apology or you might be the one giving the apology. It can go either way. But yeah, to those of you who are toying with the idea of an affair, I would be very, very careful. Typically, that is not what Leo would do, but, you know, if Leo feels like they're not appreciated sometimes it can happen. As with any sign. So, okay, moving forward. So, here we are. This would be the attitude. So, I'm loving this Knight of Wands. So, the Knight of Wands is about changes and opportunities that come our way. So, any type of change that comes up when we see the Knight of Wands, it will be a very positive type of change or very positive changes, okay? Sometimes this could be something as simple as a job offer. Maybe you might have to move. Maybe you have to move towns. Maybe you have to move from a different state. Maybe even a different country. Sometimes this can indicate things that are unexpected. Sometimes these opportunities come through and they're very, very unexpected. It's like they can almost come out of left field sometimes. Sometimes this could be a desire to go out and travel and go on an adventure. And maybe someone will offer you that opportunity. But overall, as being in the attitude position, this is definitely indicating that you are ready to seize any opportunities that you get. You're ready to seize them. You're like, bring it on. I'm ready. So I'm loving that. Oh, that's beautiful. So, hey, we clarify we got the sun. Look at you, Leo. You're shining. So, look at this. Optimism. You guys really are in a go-getter attitude frame. I love that. Absolutely love it. So you guys are definitely looking for the opportunities. You're just waiting because you are ready to pounce like a lion. You're just waiting. You're going to pounce on your prey like those gazelles and Libras. Or Libras. Gazelles. I don't know how that one came out. Okay. Anyhow. The sun is a very, very positive card in the upright position. The sun card can also represent potentially a change of residence. It can also indicate happy family life, situations. It can also represent that, we get a job or whatever it may be that we're going after. When it's in the upright position, we're definitely blessed with that optimism and we're getting what we want. So I absolutely am thrilled that you guys are having this attitude because, wow, this is positive, positive, positive. So it really bodes well. Stay optimistic, Leos. I'm loving it. Time to get things done. Okay, so this is how other people would see you. So we have the Seven of Cups. Now, I always refer to this card as the emotional choices wish card. So, yeah. Now, another element to this card is we always have several different things to choose from, okay? It's always a decision that has an emotional connection of some sort. So, now, we always want to choose spirit, okay? But some people can be fooled by the glitz and the glamour and the outside appearances of things. And see, this card can be a card of illusions. So what you see when you get it, it may not be what you thought it was really going to be. It can appear as something much greater, and then you get it and you're like, oh my God, why did I pick this? So you really got to be careful. I mean, we always want to go after spirit. When we choose spirit, we don't have to worry about anything. For some people, like, Leo, for instance, you guys love blingy things. Well, let me just say, most Leos, not all Leos do, okay? But a lot of Leos love flashy, blingy type of things. So some might be like, oh, look at that diamond ring. I want that diamond ring. That's got to be mine. That's my choice. Well, you could pick that diamond ring, get it home, and then that diamond could crack, and then you could be like, what? Was this a fugazi? This is fake. And now it's broke? Really? And that's my point, is things are not always what they appear to be. And it can get much deeper than that, but, I'm just going after the ring because, a lot of Leos do like the bling, and I ain't mad at you. Shoot. I get it. So this is why we always want to go after spirit, because spirit will not lead us wrong, and we won't be disappointed. Okay, so we clarify, and we have the 7 of coins. So the 7 of coins is about you reap what you sow. And this is very true. This is also a card of good investments. This is also a card of where perhaps we have worked really hard to achieve something, and the payoff, we're ready for that payoff to come in. And the harvest is good. It's a good payoff. So some of you guys could be making a financial type of choice. Or shall I say that's what you may be choosing, is you want that financial security. Okay, so this would be the hopes and fears position. So we have the Page of Wands in the reverse position. So this would definitely indicate some potentially disappointing news coming in. Sometimes this can be news about a younger person in our life. Sometimes it could be a child. Sometimes it could just be about someone that is younger than us. But in general, my overall feeling is this is more of you guys that are fearing receiving bad news of a financial type of element. So that's my personal feels on this. Okay, so it's clarified by the 4 of Cups in reverse. So this puts a positive slant here. So the 4 of Cups in reverse, we have come out of boredom and discontent, and we have renewed interest in life. We're ready to go out and enjoy and have fun. We're ready to make some new friends. We're ready to go out with some friends. We're just ready to have fun. We really need passion and love. Sometimes this card is about having a new love interest, so that could be potentially a hope for some of you. Some of you could already be in a relationship, and you might be hoping for someone else to come in. And hey, that's fine. Just do it the right way. Don't cheat. I never recommend cheating it. Honesty is the best policy. Break that off. And then do what you gotta do. So, here we would have the final outcome card. So we have the Two of Coins in the reversed position. Okay, so this card would definitely indicate that you're trying to juggle too many situations. So, in regards to finances, this could definitely indicate that you might receive some very disappointing news that could literally bring a financial type of venture to a grinding halt, so to speak. Unfortunately, the financial aspect of this card when it's in the reverse is we're juggling, okay? And when it's in the reverse, we're spreading ourselves too thin. We're scattering our energies, and that's not good. We cannot do all these different things with the best of our ability under this type of energy, because our energy is being spread too thin. So there is definitely a need to choose, like, which thing do I want to focus on? Because if you don't make that choice and decide to focus on one, this can definitely cause some problems. You definitely need to make a choice, because I'd hate to see all your financial pentacles that you're juggling, so to speak. I would hate to see all of those fail. I mean, that rubs me wrong. It really does. We really need to pick one and focus. A lot of times I look at this card like, say for instance you have a couple jobs. Maybe you have 2 different jobs. And maybe things are becoming quite overwhelming trying to work 2 jobs and manage the home life and a relationship. Maybe with a significant other, maybe with the relationship with our children, or whatever it may be. We're spreading ourselves too thin. We have too many irons in the fire under this type of energy. And so that's not good. It's not good. We really need to pick one. And that's why I always say that, especially if you have 2 jobs, pick the job that A, you're going to be the most happy at, B, the one that is going to provide you with more long-term security. Benefits are a plus as well. Retirement plans also a plus, We want to go after the one that would definitely be more stable, if you get my drift. Now, in regards to relationships, this can definitely indicate that you're definitely scattering your energies. Perhaps you're focused on financial matters, work matters, maybe personal life matters. Maybe you have a ton of stress you're dealing with, but you could be causing the person that you're with to have a little bit of resentment because you're ignoring them. It's not that you're intentionally ignoring them, it's just you're so focused on everything else, but you're not focused on them. And sometimes you may think, well, I'm doing this for them. Well, and that might be true, but it means nothing if you're not actually telling the person and making sure that your relationship is good, okay? Because typically with this type of card, you're like everywhere else but with the person you need to be with. So even if you are there, you're going and finding something else to do. Maybe you're sitting in your home office or whatever it is, and the person on the other end could feel ignored. And so resentment can start building. Or this could be you. You could be on the receiving end of this. So it can go either way. Because we clarify and we get the Ace of Cups. So this is kind of why I already went into the love aspect part of this card. Because if you really want your relationship to work, then you're going to have to make it a point to focus on your relationship. I understand you're going to have to do your financial things, but you need to make time for your relationship. Otherwise, it may not stay blessed forever. Now, the other side to the Ace of Cups here is this can indicate perhaps a new love interest that could be coming in. And so, for those of you who might be thinking along those ends, again, I'm going to recommend against it, but hey, for some people, this can indicate that a new love interest is coming in, and perhaps you're juggling two different lovers. You need to make a choice. First and foremost, I wouldn't start another relationship without ending one, but personally, that is me. So, my advice is you definitely need to make a choice, and the sooner you do it, the better. I wouldn't lead someone on. So that is always a possibility that I had to mention. Now, it doesn't always have to mean that. So definitely don't jump to that conclusion unless you have previously had very strong feelings that something like that's going on in your life. Okay, so now this can indicate that perhaps if we can put one of these pentacles down in regards to relationships so that we can do our job, financial responsibilities, whatever it may be, and then we can basically be able to have some time to spend with our significant other. And so the Ace of Cups can bring a renewal to your love and the understanding between each other. So the relationship could be healed, especially if that's something that you want. The possibility is there for sure. Another possibility here is that anytime I see the Ace of Cups, there is always a possibility of a pregnancy that could occur. So if that's something that you don't want, you might want to take some extra precautions, because that might give you more work, more of a workload. So yeah, always pay attention, be careful on that. But now in regards to business, because not everybody's focused on love or wanting a relationship. So in regards to business, what this Ace of Cups could be indicating is that maybe you need to put yourself out there and go out and socialize. Sometimes if we put ourselves out there and go socialize, we can end up meeting a new friend, a new business connection potentially, someone who might be able to help us. So there is a positive in all of this. May not feel like it, but there is. Now, the bottom of the deck, we have Nine of Swords. So, yeah, not the best energy. So, this is a woman who's literally been experiencing nightmares. So, when this type of card comes up, it's quite possible that Some of you may have literally experienced problems sleeping because of your having nightmares. Some of you might be having sleepless nights. Maybe you're stressed out over situations that are taking place in your life. Maybe you're stressed out over a relationship, romantic or platonic. Maybe you're stressed out over your finances or your job, whatever it may be. But this is definitely a card of anxiety, depression, sadness, and there's a loss. So there is some sort of loss with this card. Now, on occasion, this can indicate infidelity, hence cheating within a relationship that causes the relationship to end. And again, like I said, don't assume that there's cheating in your relationship. If you've been suspecting it for months now, then you might want to pay attention. But, yeah. If you have 100% trust in your partner, then don't worry about this part, okay? This could just simply be indicating that you might be stressed and you might be having issues with anxiety, maybe depression, and it's surrounding a loss of some sort. So it could be a financial loss, because we have the Page of Coins to clarify. Page of Coins is in reverse, so this is definitely some disappointing financial news. The Page of Coins in reverse is definitely moody. Definitely procrastination definitely comes up with this type of energy. But these could be messages about school, whether it be, high school. Some of you could be worried about your child. Perhaps maybe for a few of you, your child might have failed some of their classes or not going to graduate on time, so you may be stressed out about that. This can manifest in everyone's life differently, okay? So there are many different things, many different options that can arise out of these card combinations here. But as an adult, maybe you're taking some courses for another skill set that you might be learning. This could be indicating that perhaps maybe your energy might be scattered, and maybe you might bomb your test. And so then this could lead you to feeling stressed out, anxious, feeling like you lost because you failed. But you need to pick up those bootstraps and just keep going. Dig back in. Study and take the test again. I mean, it can be an inconvenience, but, don't give up. Just because bad news comes in, sure, it can be upsetting, depressing, but we can't let it stop our life. We can't let it allow us to become too fearful, okay? Fear will just paralyze us, and we don't need that. That is the opposite of what we need. Sometimes this can be indicating a financial, that we receive a message of a financial type of setback, delay with finances. Maybe some of you could be trying to get a loan, say, on your home. Maybe you get denied. This could be many different things, but I'd like to shift gears here to let you know that we should not be focusing, as hard as this may be, when we go through times like this where we might go through a loss of some sort. We need to not focus on what we are lacking. And as humans, we tend to do this. You know, we can kind of get stuck on, well, you know, this didn't work out and that didn't work out. You know, everything's just kind of going to hell. You know, and so when we're focusing on everything that we're lacking and everything that we want that we don't have, then we can literally attract more lack to us, okay? So we need to definitely shift our frame of mind, shift our thoughts. We need to focus on what is good. Everyone has blessings in their life. Don't tell me you don't, okay? Because we all have blessings. You're alive, that's a blessing. Are you eating dinner tonight? That's a blessing. Do you have a home? Do you have a bed to sleep in? That's a blessing. Do you have children? That's a blessing. You know, are you healthy? That's a blessing. Are your children healthy? I mean, I can keep going on and on and on. It's super easy for us to forget and to overlook the small things, but they really mean more than most realize. And if we can refocus our thoughts to where we quit looking at what we're lacking and we start looking for the things that we should be feeling grateful for, when we shift our thought pattern, we can actually attract more good things into our life. But we have to make that choice to make that shift, okay? It can be hard, but it can also be easy. It's as hard as you make it. So, an attitude of gratitude. This is something that I've been speaking on in a lot of the readings lately. So, because it's just so easy for us to give in to that fear and give in to the, well, you know, this is my situation, let's deal with it, you know, I don't have this, I don't have that. That's not what we want to focus on. We need to shift our focus, shift your focus on what you're going to achieve. You need to see yourself in your mind achieving the exact thing that you want to achieve. Don't allow fear to creep in. Don't allow thoughts about what you lack come in. Set some goals and stay positive. Positive thinking can turn situations around like you wouldn't believe. You know, thoughts are things. So when we have negative thoughts, that energy is there. But the upside here is yeah, sure, we can have a negative thought, but if we have a positive thought, it's 10 times stronger than that negative thought. And that's why I'm saying we need to shift our mind frame to focusing on what we have that we should be grateful and feeling blessed for, because when we focus on that, we attract more things to be feeling blessed about. Okay, so Love Oracle cards. This is for the Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are single. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So yeah, this can definitely be indicating the issues, say perhaps between your parents' marriage or relationship, could potentially be affecting you in regards to maintaining a relationship. Maybe you might be attracting someone that's similar to your mother or someone that's similar to your father. So sometimes we can repeat a pattern where we keep attracting the same type of people. And this is because we need to do some healing. We need to first forgive our parents so that we can clear that energy. Forgiveness is more for us than it is for the other people. We forgive so that we can allow ourselves to move forward. And then we can clear ourselves of that energy and get it out of our auric field. And then we can attract somebody that is not like our mother or father. So, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So for those of you who are single and looking to mingle, you might want to keep an open mind. Someone you may not have normally looked at twice. They just might end up being the thing for you. You never know. Keep an open mind. Oh, and worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So, absolutely. Everything happens when it's supposed to. And typically when we see this card, you're being prepared for a relationship. You know, this relationship could happen in a month or it could happen in 2 years from now. So, but you were being prepared for a relationship to come in. For those of you who actually want one. So we'll just put it that way. Now these are the love oracle cards for the Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are married or in a committed relationship. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So, yeah, absolutely, trust and the need to have faith. A lot of times, fear is a big thing that comes up here with this card. If we allow fear to creep itself into our relationship, then this can create more drama, so to speak. So, we need to have faith. We need to trust. New love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, but yeah. There are at least a couple of you that are definitely ready to dip your toes up in someone else's pool, if you catch my drift. Oh, you need to be so careful. You know, if this is something you truly want, you might want to shut the relationship down, because under this type of card and this influence, this is something that can happen real quickly. And the thought of having an affair can be exciting. And it can be all fun and games until you do it. And then the guilt that follows, oh, that can be bad. So, the way I look at this card, I'm just going to advise, if you really want to be with someone else, you might want to take a, break from the other person, but let it be known that we need to take some time apart, be honest about it. Because this can really cause problems later on, especially if you try to stay in this relationship when you stepped outside of it. Yeah. So this is not for everyone. Those of you who are considering cheating, you know who you are. And that card and everything I just said was meant for them. But I know a few of you are definitely considering it, because some of the card combinations I'm seeing, and some of you could potentially be destroying a very good relationship. So, you got free will, so do what you want. I'm just going to say, definitely really think about it before you do it. You might want to get some advice. Okay, third card, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So this could be for some of you who are in new relationships. Now, this could also be for the few of you that might be considering cheating. Perhaps you have found someone that interests you. Maybe this is someone that you meet. They would probably be someone that you meet, like, say, if you like golfing, you might meet them at the golf course or at the golf, shop. You might go in to buy some new golf clubs, and this person could work there. You get my drift. So, to me, these two are definitely hand in hand. So if someone stirs your romantic feelings and you're looking at it like, oh, this could be my next love, oh, don't cheat, okay? Please don't cheat. But again, you know, it's your life. You got free will. Do what you will. But again, this could be indicating for those of you, especially those of you who are in new relationships, that this could be actually confirming that there absolutely is romantic feelings, and it's not just on your part, it's on the other person's part as well. So they're definitely worth exploring so that you continue the relationship and see where it goes. Okay, I hope that this has helped, Leo. I'm sorry if I ranted too much, especially in regards to the cheating, but I unfortunately see this as a possibility for a few of you, and I just got to put it out there. So, okay. I love you guys. Keep your head up. Let's have an attitude of gratitude, okay? I love you guys. I'll talk to you next month. I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.